The mics, but I don't think we need the mics. No, they're close enough. So, thank you for coming today. And more central. So, thank you for visiting us today. We are here at the NGMA. Very special occasion. It's the first time that an original Caravaggio travels to India. Has been in Delhi for a month, and we managed now to bring it to Bangalore. So here we have, I am Alfonso Tagliaferri, Consul General of Italy in Bengaluru. We have Andrea Anastasio, who is the director of the Italian Cultural Center of the Embassy in Delhi. We have Dr. Kishor Gautham, which is the Director General of NGMA Delhi. Miss Priyanka Mary Francis, who is the DG of the NGMA Bengaluru, and Mr. Pietro Folena, who is the President of Meta Marfosi, which is probably the only thing you don't know, is the association that made possible to have this, basically this landing of the painting. So we are here for you for the time that you will need, and then at 5:30 they will have the inauguration for everybody. But we thought it would have been nice maybe for you to have a little quiet moment with us. If you have any questions about the show, about anything, feel free to ask.
A little about the history of this painting. How I know it was not discovered for a while, and then later on, tell us a little about.
Yeah,
maybe I'll let you do that.
Well, the painting, we knew the painting existed because there were 8 copies made by important authors, and for a long time. Art historians have been looking for it. Then let's say for almost 15 years, 20 years, the previously found paintings called Mary Magdalene in Ecstasy, Klein, after the name of the art historians who identified, was the closest to the original painting. Then what happened in 2014, this painting has been owned by the same family for 3 centuries. It's an aristocratic family from the north and east of, central north and east of Italy, from Marche and Umbria. And the last owner of the painting, she was single. She, when she died, she left 9 important paintings of her collection to nephew and a niece. And the one who got the painting sent it to be restored. And when it went to the restoration workshop, the restorers suspected that it was important. And at that point today...
Do you hear enough? Because if you want, we have mics.
Microphone. Actually,
mic would be good, yeah. Because you speak very low. Salsa, okay.
Okay, so then, now we have many technologies apart from the chemical analysis of the colors, but we have X-rays, we have very precise technological tools to analyze the painting. Plus, we had the expertise of Ms. Gregori, who was the most important art historian specialized on Caravaggio. That actually she is the one who inherited from Longhi the head of the Center of Studies of Caravaggio. And Caravaggio, there are few things that those who know Caravaggio very well, they immediately go for. He never drew. He painted directly using colors directly with very fast brushing. We knew that when he was on the ship towards Napoli, he was carrying 3 paintings, 2 St. John and 1 Magdalene. So what she found after seeing closely the painting, that all the major characteristics fitting into Caravaggio's paintings were there. And it actually, the painting is exquisite quality. A few years back, the Magdalene Klein and the Magdalene Gregori, one were shown together in Paris, one next to the other, and quite a few art historians could clearly state that it was visible, the difference. Now, for us, what is very important, apart from the fact that during the X-ray, they found out that in between the lining and the original canvas, there was what in Italian we call cartiglio, a small piece of paper with, and that actually stated the name of the painting and the name of the owner.
Maybe let's clarify this a little bit for them. The painting is usually stretched on another canvas in the back. So between these two, when they analyzed the X-ray, they found a piece of paper. And this piece of paper noted that this painting
was Magdalene in Ecstasy, painted by Caravaggio. Cartiglio. Cartiglio. Okay. And so that was again an ultimate proof that the painting was an original one. Now, this is the history of the painting. Actually, the lucky one who inherited found out that they inherited the real Caravaggio. And after that, the painting has been traveling, has been exhibited in several countries. And the reason is here is that it's the joy of sharing a painting of exquisite nature, but it's also a way of establishing a deep connection, and the deeper connection with institutions, Indian institutions, because when we have something very precious and we offer that to friends or neighbors or relatives, it means that we trust the process. So it's an expression of trust, but also it's the desire of seeing many more of these actions happening, and not just one way. My dream is to see one day a Chola bronze next to Donatello in Florence. That would be a fantastic opportunity for viewers.
Will the painting be traveling anywhere else in India after this?
We are still. The problem is the adverse climatic condition of the next 2 months. So that would mean keeping the painting in storage before showing it into another museum. And but there are 2 candidates, and we are waiting for them to be confirmed. If you want to know the backstage of this, in February, at the beginning of February, I got a text message at 7 a.m. from the former ambassador in Delhi saying, there is a Caravaggio in Beijing, grab it. And then at 9:30 I got another message from the actual ambassador saying, there is a Caravaggio in Beijing. And my answer was, you are too late. So, and that was the beginning of the process. It was intense, tiring, because normally this decision would take many months. But we had the foreign minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Italy visiting the country, so we somehow thought that would have been a good occasion inaugurate the exhibition. So we pushed it, and we managed to, together with another Museum of Art, we managed to do it in Delhi.
This painting happened when he was in exile, I was murdered. Isn't that
He was absconding.
He was
actually.
absconding.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Caravaggio has a troubled life,
Yeah.
and really, it's a tragic life that today we probably would define the artist bipolar or affected by psychiatric disturbance. He was very, he had that kind of temperamental attitude. He was very aggressive. But you have to keep in mind that at the age of 6, in one day he lost his father, his aunt, and uncle, and another very close relative due to plague. And, they actually left Milan towards a small provincial town in close to Bergamo called Caravaggio, and they fled because of the plague. But couldn't help. So he was raised by his mother and 5 brothers, basically in poverty. But he was highly talented and was sent very young. He was sent to a painter bottega to learn how to paint.
Why has it taken so long for Caravaggio to make it to India?
Good question.
Well, we can answer both.
No, there's no. I don't think there's a real answer to this. I can try to make it up. First of all, there are very few Caravaggio in private hands. Caravaggio didn't paint so many paintings. He died pretty young, at 39 years old. And most of the Caravaggios are in big museums. So for these things, you need a strong. So this particular Caravaggio was discovered, already discovered, let's say 10 years ago, outside of Italy, which also made it easier for it to travel because, in Italian art history, we are exactly like, sorry if I'm opening parentheses, but as India, Italy is a country with a very strong cultural tradition. We share this. A lot of UNESCO sites, a lot of important art. In all this mare magnum of art, there are a bunch of artists which are the most important. 5, maybe 10, let's say 5. And these, maybe the first that everybody can name are maybe Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raffaello. And then after this, I would say, at least for us Italians, is Caravaggio. Caravaggio is very important for us and for the history in general of art. So, all that said is not so common for Caravaggio to travel to India. Then also, I would say that this testifies a very good moment of the bilateral relation that we are living in now. I mean, India and Italy have been always friends, but it's not secret that this moment is particularly high in the bilateral relations. Our prime ministers will meet again soon, so we will be met 6 times in a little more than 2 years. Basically, they're meeting every 4 months, which is very strange for head of leader. There is even this melody, thing. So it was easier to convince all the parties involved to make it come here. Then I would say Andrea, as our cultural director of the Cultural Institute, was instrumental. He knows India very well, so he pushed for it to happen. The ambassadors pushed for it to happen. And also the Indian institutions understood the importance of this. So first, Tirunelveli Museum of Art, and then the NGMA in Delhi, we have the director here, and in Bangalore. I arrived here 3 years ago, and I've been always dreaming to have an exhibition here. We did a lot of events, but it's a little bit complicated with the NGMA because everything must go to Delhi, it takes a year to be approved. Then they they had a lot of exhibition after COVID in pipeline. So, but then when I came to the Caravaggio, Ms. Priyanka immediately said, okay, let's do this. So I wrote to Mr. Kishor, she wrote to Mr. Kishor, and in the span of a month or two, this was organized. So it's a long answer, but if I can summarize it, it's difficult to go for Caravaggio. We managed today because India and Italy are on a rise, and because the institutions both were very keen in doing this. So it was not impossible, but it was very difficult, and pushing all together, we managed to do that.
We talked about his technique and the sort of way he plays with light and with dark space. That's so key to his work. Maybe also kind of extend to the larger movement, the cultural movement which was happening around him, which this art came out of the Renaissance.
I don't know if anybody, I mean, you are quite, but if anybody wants to intervene, please.
Well, art historians, when they talk about Caravaggio, quite often use the term realism. But modern realism, the real definition, the more correct definition would be theatricality, because the way we compose paintings is very theatrical. Of course, there is a lot of reality in it, because he was painting from real models. As he was not drawing, he would always engage with real models. And at times, this generated troubles, because people could recognize him. There's this famous painting of the dying Madonna, and he used as a model a very well-known prostitute in town. And that caused a lot of noise, to the point that the church refused the painting, which is now at Louvre. And I would love to see that painting back to our museum. It's an incredible painting. But this to say that it was very much anchored and rooted in this need of depicting reality of the time. And he did it building, if you see painting up to that point, what we call mannerism, there is a lot of idealizations, and there's a lot of rules in the building of composition. He challenged all that, and he's a real innovator. In this way, he's probably modern, and it's very close to us, because he's an artist who dare to change radically the idea of an image at that time. And he did also create another important way of depicting scenes, and that's due to the light, the use of light that he did. We have to keep in mind that there is a pre-Caravaggio and a post-Caravaggio when it comes to history of painting in Europe, and a lot of artists have been drawing their inspiration from Caravaggio's use of light. The closer to his way of painting were named Caravaggeschi, and Caravaggism is a fashion where artists were using his way of building depictions and his way of using light. But we have to think that Rembrandt, Velázquez, they all observed his painting, and they all got inspired, as well as Bernini in Italy. So yeah, these are the most important elements. Of course, there is much more. There is a use of red color, which is quite special and quite unique. Regarding why it took so long, I think that we also have to say that to have important paintings traveling, I mean, in Europe we are very used to, and it's part of ongoing regular sharing between museums, and I think that has to happen more when it comes to exchanges with Indian museums. I think we have to build a kind of regular pattern so that we can see artworks traveling back and forth from these two countries.
Could you talk a bit about the technicalities of moving the painting to this?
Well, the painting has to travel in a special case, and it has to. I mean, there are specific conditions that need to be respected, need to be matched, like the constant temperature and humidity. Then there are only 12 companies around the world entitled to transport the painting, that by insurance agreement, and they have to be companies that normally work in transporting art, because of course it requires a different kind of attitude and sensibility.
Also interesting, maybe because I discovered it only now that after if the painting flies for more than a few hours, when it arrives, you need to kind of wait to decompress. Like when you go to Ladakh for the first day, then you just stay. So in this case, coming from there, it was just for an hour and a half. It was just brief. But if it travels for 10 hours or so at a higher altitude, for a day or two, stay in the case, and then you can open it. Things like this, because of course it's a 400 years old painting and also of value.
Is an Italian team deployed to take care of the painting, or is NGMA?
It's a shared effort. Of course, we arranged for the moving of the painting, and also from our side we need to write the condition reports for the owners. So every time the painting moves, there's an analysis to be done if any changes happen. So far, luckily, no changes happen. Now we are hosted by the NGMA, so they are taking care of the humidity level, the temperature level, and the security. As you can see, they already have their own security, plus
we always follow the all protocol of the museum.
yeah,
Sure.
the state also deployed two extra guards with rifle, so we are extra safe.
Not to worry.
Maybe another. One thing that we were very keen on sharing when we showed in Delhi, the first day the painting was shown together with a painting by Ghulam Muhammad Sheikh. And we did that, and we are working on the end of next year exhibition, which would show more Caravaggios and more Caravaggio. Because we strongly believe in the dialogue and in understanding what was at that time the scene in these two countries. So we are building a narrative to exhibit these paintings in 1.5 years from now, and showing at the same time what the context at that time was in India. Because I think this is important for different cultures to understand each other, to sit around the same table, and to have a perspective that is capable of embracing many different narratives at the same time. When I wrote my motivation letter for when the competition for the posting in Delhi was launched. One of the things that I wrote is that I would have done my best to bring Caravaggio to India, simply because Caravaggio's painting human body is non-existing here until 20th century. So the body in India is very idealized and very symbolic. And the flesh and blood, it doesn't exist. And that's why I was very keen on bringing it here, so that a dialogue could be triggered. And now I'm engaging in a beautiful project with Naman Ahuja. He curated for the National Museum in Delhi in 2014 a landmark show titled The Indian Body. And it was a wonderful way of placing the body in the perspective of representative in different cultures from India. And I would love to see that rehappening together with paintings like that.
Well, let's acknowledge the presence also of the time of India. Thank you for coming. We started a second ago, but half an hour ago, but feel free to ask anything. Since we've been talking a little bit about it from this side, I'll step in I enter your shoes and I will ask a question to Director General Kishor. What does it mean for NGMA as a whole to host such an important painting from Europe, from Italy in particular? What are your feelings about it? What do you think this can mean also for in the relationship of our two countries and for NGMA?
Yeah, definitely, it was privilege to welcome being a DG here today. Very, very special exhibition. Not only this exhibition, it's a particular the masterpiece of the art. As you know about the Italy has a lot of so many important masters of the visual art. Caravaggio is equally important. Or this particular painting is the very, very important because he's doing so many paintings, but this painting is the background of the history of this war. The many time nobody know about the where it is. Suddenly it's come to the one art historian will find out the things. So definitely from my part, from the NGMA, I always very happy with develop the good relation with some neighbor country or as well as the important country. Or Italy is the one of the most important country to have the lot of master pieces. Equally, we have also the 9 master in Delhi, like from the Amrita Sergel to Ramkinkar batch. So I always keen about being a director general to develop the good relation between the both country. This is the chance to have. So I feel very gratitude to you both of you. Suddenly you are meet me from the last my visit to Bangalore, or I'm so happy regarding the things. But if I do the first here, so I feel more happy because the National Gallery of Modern Art is very, very important. Not only the importance of the visual arts as well as the all art and culture we carry, especially the modern art. So NGMA is the only responsibility that have in the all over the country. The very recently I visit in the Belgium or South Korea. So gradually I'll try to do something, the new perspective. They must be know about our side, that exhibition is the Shakti. It's based on the women contemporary artist in India. So that Shakti is going on in Belgium now. And equally we have, developed the good relation with so many museums of the Belgium. So similarly, I have so many proposal from the Italy also. 2 or 3 important. I don't express the name particularly because this is a protocol. Otherwise, I love to again make the good relationship between the both countries. It's a good for me. I'm very happy today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the Times of India, I don't know, you lost a little bit the start. If you have any questions, please feel free, we can repeat.
I think I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Thank
artwork in the exhibition?
Sorry?
How many artworks?
It's one artwork. As we try to explain, it's quite complicated to
Actually, this is also beauty of this show.
Yeah.
You know, if you have many elements together, so have not focus about the, your focus is the become, you know, for the different elements. When the Kohinoor is coming in the alone always, so this is the look like the Kohinoor, you know. So people have the more focus about the particular artwork. The artwork have the, you know, lot of the story behind the, you know, so many different things. So
I fully agree.
yeah, right. So
No,
it's many contribution to the audience of the India as well as the South India or Bangalore.
Could we learn a bit about the VR aspects? Yeah.
Good question. I mean, we, particularly Andrea insisted with me to have also that part because nothing comes for free, so we have a budget and I was like, do we really need to have also this? Yes, okay, let's do it. So now you can justify why you wanted to have also the VR.
Well, VR is a very important tool. There are many aspects. When you do an exhibition, you have to think about the scholar, the very highly educated viewer. These are very rare exceptions. Viewers, they come most of the time knowing very little about the author or about the historical context. And to do it in a way that you engage the viewer and you actually make the full narrative build is very important. And VR does it in a beautiful way because, you know, after all, we're living at times where we are visual people. We spend most of the time scrolling, and we get to know reality through images, even before text. Okay? And VR does that. And I'm saying that belonging to a generation that has been fighting against scrolling for a long time, but then realizing that for young people, but also seniors who are not being exposed to a certain amount of knowledge regarding any topic, virtual reality is very important because, you know, it somehow generates a one-to-one report where you are there and you are fully engaged with what you are saying, seeing what you are listening, and in a span of 10 minutes, you are actually given the chance of learning what would have taken much longer. And what else? It's also a way to match the time. So probably in the future we'll have more tools. Educational aspects of museums are going to be the most important thing in the future. Engaging with viewers, especially at times where the time that one single human being can devote to reading, watching a film, going to an exhibition is shrinking. It's very important to build up educational tools to make the viewer more engaged, and maybe to also to trigger more curiosity, more will to deepen knowledge about that author or about a key development.
I think it's a great opportunity to now all of us. For the first time, we'll see the original one. When I studied in the PhU, that time we are studying a book. We have to understand about the how color, the red color is the how rich. So every time it's not look like that in a book form. So when you have the experience with the original one, it was the lifetime achievement. So that's why it's very, very important to the scholar and the some important upcoming generation also.
I'm very happy that you said that because we live at times where reproduction is everywhere, and we have lost the understanding of what it means to be next to the original. Now, given the chance of being with the original.
So not possible to complete now. Very recently we opened a beautiful show in the road, Delhi, Nicholas Roadie. So I was surprised about the original blue about the roadie. So never before we experienced like that. The blue, the pink, the red. Equally, this red is so amazing.
Colors were so difficult.
So being a practicing artist, I very much understand about the capacity of the artist, technically the medium of the things which is done very with the depth, lot of depth, and the depth and dark is between the very thin lines. So the artist have the depth, like the Rembrandt or the very the dramatic kind of the light and shades. So,
And if I may also thanks to GMA and its curators, they recreated this beautiful stylized, let's say, little bit of a baroque geometrical lines. So we didn't want to give a strong feeling of a church or something too religious something, but this round curve and the arch inside recreate a little bit the lines of the time of the late Renaissance, beginning of Baroque, which help the viewer to have a. I mean, the idea for us is to offer to the viewers a moment of bliss in which you can stay in front of one painting for once. We painted the walls around dark gray, so the painting stands out. We placed a bench slightly on the left because all paintings from Caravaggio, if I'm correct, the light comes from the left. So sort of a divine light that illuminates the scene. So so then the right way to illuminate a Caravaggio painting is from the top left. And so we did the same here. So to avoid 100% any reflections, if you sit slightly on the left, you will have no reflection, and you can enjoy the painting. And this idea of having, come all the way to this beautiful building, possibly see all the rest of our exhibition that they have, which are also very beautiful. And then enter this
they're
room.
also quite mysterious kind of.
Yeah, and sit by
You're
yourself
starting to search where it is.
in front of the painting for 5 minutes. It's a treat. So this was the idea.
If I can add the personal note, if you forgive me for being a bit personal, but
I wanted to remove you the mic.
but I was in Bangalore from 1992 to 2001, and I've been teaching, and a few students of mine now are very well-known artists. So for me to see Caravaggio coming to Bangalore, the place where I was living in the 90s, and to see it within the NGMA, which is, if you love art in Bangalore, you love NGMA for many reasons. It has been a kind of dream comes true.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And at the same time, I congratulate my director as well as our curator also. They are doing such a fabulous work.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respected dignitaries, guests, members of media, dear artists, and art enthusiasts. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration of much anticipated exhibition, Caravaggio Magdalene in Ecstasy, here at the National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, on the special evening of June 13th, 2025. As we begin this artistic celebration, may I request all of you to kindly take your seats as we begin our program. Before we commence this evening, Before we commence this evening's proceedings, let us take a moment to remember the lives lost in the tragic Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad. We express our heartfelt condolence to the families affected by this calamity. I request everybody to kindly raise for a minute and observe the silence in the remembrance. Thank you. We now begin our evening on a traditional note by welcoming our esteemed dignitaries on stage and initiating the lighting of the ceremonial lamp, a symbol of knowledge, peace, and enlightenment. May I invite to the stage Dr. Sanjeev Kishor Gautham, Director General, National Gallery of Modern Art. Sir, I request you to kindly come up on the stage for the lighting of the lamp. Mr. Andrea Anastasio, Director, Italian Cultural Center, New Delhi. Mr. Alfonso Tagliaferri, Consul General of Italy in Bengaluru. Mr. Pietro Folena, President, Cultural Association, Meta Marfosi. Ms. Priyanka Mary Francis, Director, National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru. I request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats. To officially welcome all of you this evening, may I now invite Ms. Priyanka Mary Francis, Director NGMA.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you. It is with immense pleasure and great pride that I welcome you to the inauguration of the much awaited exhibition of Caravaggio painting, Mary Magdalene in Ecstasy, here at the National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru. Today, we gather not only to witness the unveiling of a masterpiece, but to celebrate the enduring power of art to transcend time, geography, and culture. Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio, one of the most influential figures in the history of Western art, redefined the language of painting in the late 16th and early 17th centuries. The painting we are privileged to host, Magdalene in Ecstasy, is a profound representation of Caravaggio's genius. We are happy to share that this exhibition is made possible through the generous collaboration of NGMA with Consulate General of Italy in Bengaluru. On this momentous occasion, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Sri Sanjeev Kishor Gautham, Director General, National Gallery of Modern Art, who has been extending his constant guidance and support for this exhibition. I welcome you, sir. The idea behind this exhibition was mooted by Mr. Alfonso Tagliaferri, Consul General Italy in Bengaluru, who has been a strong patron of NGMA Bengaluru all throughout. I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Alfonso in this evening. Mr. Andrea Anastasio, Director, Italian Cultural Center, is amongst us today. He has played a key role in ensuring that this exhibition takes off smoothly at NGMA Bengaluru. I welcome you, Mr. Andrea, to this August evening. We have Mr. Pietro Folena, President of Cultural Association Meta Marfosi, with us today. The Cultural Association Meta Marfosi was founded in 2009 with the aim of promoting Italian art and culture through the organization of major exhibitions and cultural events, both in Italy and abroad. I welcome Mr. Folena to this gathering. We extend our heartfelt thanks to all our partners who have made this momentous occasion possible. To all our guests, artists, media, and art lovers who have joined us this evening, thank you for being here. Your presence reaffirms NGMA's mission to be a living space for dialogue, learning, and the celebration of art in all its forms. Let this be not only an evening of appreciation, but of reflection and discovery. Thank you, and welcome once again to NGMA Bengaluru.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Mr. Alfonso, Consul General of Italy in Bengaluru, to share a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Dashan. Thank you, Ms. Priyanka, and thank you to the distinguished guests on the dais. I will be very brief. I will just say that this is just basically a dream come true. I'm here since 3 years. We tried our best as consulate to bring the best of Italy to Bengaluru, and sincerely, I would have never dreamt that we would have managed to bring an original Caravaggio to Bengaluru. This is quite this is quite a feat. It happened. Actually, we had a press conference just a while ago, and among the many questions, one journalist asked, why has never a Caravaggio painting traveled to India? So I had to gather my thoughts a little bit, and then I said, well, first of all, it's very difficult to move an original Caravaggio. Caravaggio for us is in the pantheon of our, let's say, five. I mean, I'm not a pandit, but I'm an art lover. Our best, painters, together with Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raffaello, and then Caravaggio, I would say. So there are very few Caravaggio paintings that can travel. He died young at 39, so he didn't paint many paintings. Most of them are in the most important museums around the world. Very few of them are in private hands. This is one of those, also because it's been recently rediscovered. So we managed to have it travel. It was in Beijing, and then on the way back to Italy, we kind of grabbed it here, and we brought it to NGMA. So first of all, difficult to bring a Caravaggio to another country and to India. Second, we had strong support of all the actors involved, from the Institute of Culture that decided to brought it and we collaborated with, but also from the Indian, let's say, institutions, KNMA in Delhi and NGMA in Bengaluru. This is a public institution, so it has its procedures. It's not so easy to decide things in a moment, but from the very first day, I rushed to the office of Ms. Priyanka. She was enthusiastic. Then we approached Dr. Kishor, and they immediately realized the importance of this and accepted to basically decide this in a month, which is, again, very quickly, because they have usually a long planning for their show. They also really realized that this was a gesture of friendship between the two countries. And this is the last reason, and also my last remark, I would say, why have not a Caravaggio traveled before here? We said it's very difficult to bring a Caravaggio. We said you need all the institutions involved pushing in the same way, but also we have to say that it's this is a very high moment of the bilateral relations. Luckily, our two prime ministers are very friendly with each other. They met 5-6 times soon in 2 years' time. We opened a consulate general here less than 2 years ago. We are opening an innovation hub in Bangalore. We're having a scientific attaché coming. We had some 30 shows in the last 3 years. This is really the culmination of it, and it's not by chance that this is happening now. So let me thank again all the institutions involved. Let me thank also 3 private donors who also helped made this possible. Because this is not a cheap thing to put together. And when I heard about the price, I said, oh my God, maybe we cannot do it. But then I took the phone, and in 10 minutes, we had the support of Prestige through Mr. Rizwan Razak, of Kira Mazumdar through Mazumdar Show Philanthropies, and of Gitanjali Kirloskar through Kirloskar Group. So that was decided in 5 minutes. So thank you to these donors. Thank you for the institutions here. Thank you for coming. And Viva l'Italia, Viva l'India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your address and continued support in fostering Indo-Italian cultural ties. I now request our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeev Kishor Gautham, to kindly deliver his inaugural note, and also, after his inaugural note, to release the one-year achievement of NGMA.
Very good morning, good evening to you all. Namaskar. Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, today with the very, very special occasion from the NGMA. First, I warmly welcome to Alfonso Tagliaferri, the Consul of General Italy Bengaluru, India. At the same time, I warm welcome to guest of honor, Andrea Anastasio, the Director, Italian Culture Center, New Delhi, and my colleague, Ms. Priyanka, as well as some distinguished guests today. With this occasion, I have so many research before coming here regarding this particular artist, but now I feel after seeing this particular masterpiece of the artist, I totally blank out. The capacity of the artist is so amazing. I express my gratitude the both of gentlemen who give opportunity to NGMA showcase this beautiful work for the audience. Today, not a special day for us. This is a historical moment for NGMA because this particular artwork, well-known artist, and the particular artwork, as we know from the history, this is the long time nobody know about the heritage. So when the artwork the found from some very important art historian from Italy, it's a dream come true to have understand about the particular this artwork. When I visit the gallery, this is the only artwork display in NGMA. The reason behind this is a very important artwork, or as we understand, so many elements, if you watch at a time, have to not very much understand about the capacity of the artwork. So when you going to one piece of the artwork like that, have to understand about the how miracle you feel. The masterpiece is always masterpiece. I feel very blessed today being a Director General here to empowerment our society, our artist community as well as upcoming generation who learn so many things with this particular artwork. When I studied in a BHU, that time I saw that artwork in my so many, the different books. But that time I cannot understand about the beauty of this artwork. So today I feel very blessed. I feel very happy because of the so many audience who belong from the art community as well as some, different sector better understand about the masterpieces of not only Italy, the Indian masterpieces also. I feel very proud always. We have the 9 master. We have from the Tagore to Nandlal Bose, Raja Ravarma, Amrita Sergil, as well as Amrita Sergil work is a very important for not only our country as well as some other country also. Very recently we done beautiful show from the Hungary Hopo Museum. This is collaboration with the National Gallery of Modern Art, Delhi and the Hopo Museum, Hungary. This is another experience, beautiful experience. The all importance archival materials come from the Hungary to India. The same time, this exhibition is happen here. It's a long time memorable for the each and every audience as well as some artist community. This is the another kind of experience. If you look the painting, you feel the emotional connection of the artist, the spiritual connection of the artist. How the rendering the artwork with the red color. The same time, he have the capacity of the depth in canvas like the Rembrandt painting, the dramatic light and shade. How beautiful he done. This is not only painting. This painting and this particular exhibition is the good for the relationship between India and the Italy. I have so many plan in future in Delhi, Bangalore, as well as the Mumbai also. Maybe in 2026, I have 2 or 3 major exhibition to with the cultural exchange program between the India to Italy. Same time, very recently, I visit in Belgium. This particular exhibitions, which is the Sakti, is going on the Belgium Mosha Art Gallery, have to connection with the cultural exchange program. This is not only the program between the both country. So many dialogues, so many importance exchange program. NGMA always keen about the develop the good relationship between the both country, neighbor country as well as some important country. The people are very much understand about the how capacity in the NGMA. NGMA capacity want to express the worldwide our masterpieces of the art. At the same time, I'm very much responsible about our citizen, the Indians, the scholar, the coming generation to have understand about the capacity of the world art. Thank you very much to you all being here. I would like to congratulate my director as well as very dynamic the team, the curator, other officers. A special thanks for media. Have to explore, have to print or the others mediums. It's good to be audience known about the this particular artwork or this particular time importance for NGMA, importance for India, importance for the Bangalore. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot being here. Thank you.
around the world last year, the achievement. Belong from the Delhi, Bangalore and Mumbai.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and the leadership. We are privileged to have with us Mr. Pietro, the Cultural Association of Meta Marfosi, of which Mr. Folena is the president, was founded in 2009 with the aim of promoting Italian art and culture through the organization of major exhibitions and cultural events both in Italy and abroad. I invite him to the podium to share his thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gautham. Thank you, Ms. Priyanka. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are excited to participate together with the other organizer in the opening of the exhibition of this famous masterpiece by Caravaggio, Mary Magdalene in Ecstasy, in this prestigious museum, the National Gallery of Modern Art in Bangalore. Meta Marfosi is an Italian no-profit private group that for almost 20 years has collaborated with the main Italian and international museums, with private collection, with scholars and art historians, and with many institutions. We have created and produced over 300 exhibitions: Michelangelo, Leonardo, Botticelli, Raffaello, Caravaggio, and many other artists in all over the world, with a special vocation to promote the great classical Italian art. We are very pleased to collaborate in this occasion with the General Consulate of Italy in Bangalore, with the friend Alfonso Tagliaferri, and with Italian Institute of Culture of Delhi, and our friend Andrea Anastasio. And Andrea is not only the director of Italian Institute of Culture, but is an artist, is a writer, is a professor, philosopher, a very good, important person. Special thanks to Ms. Priyanka Mary Francis and to Director Sanjeev Kishor Gautham. This exhibition is an historic event, and it is the first time that a work by the great master Caravaggio has been exhibited in India after its first showing in Delhi. And this event highlights the strong relation of friendship between Italian and India, and Italian people, I sure, love very much the civilization of India and the culture and the art of India. The Magdalene in Ecstasy, with its intense drama and revolutionary use of light, captivates the viewer and offers a profound insight into human emotions. This oil on canvas depicts Magdalene in a moment of divine ecstasy, deep meditation, spirituality, with her head tilted back and her eyes closed, embodying spiritual transcendence. The use of chiaroscuro from Caravaggio, the contrast between light and dark, accentuated the emotional depth of the scene. The work highlights Caravaggio's genius in portraying the vulnerability and at the same time the strength of his subject. Vulnerability and strength. In this sense, we feel Caravaggio as a profoundly contemporary painter. This exhibition offers a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in the world of one of the greatest artists of all time, in the splendid setting of this museum, the National Gallery of Modern Art in Bangalore. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that enriching perspective on Caravaggio and the cultural collaboration. Now, I take the pleasure in inviting Mr. Andrea, a key figure in this collaboration. I request him to kindly address the gathering. So please.
Namaste, good evening, benvenuti. It's a real pleasure to be here tonight. Before starting talking about the exhibition in Caravaggio, I would like to thank the Italian Consul General Alfonso Tagliaferri, the Director General of NGMA, and the Director of NGMA for having come together to this beautiful project, and which is very dear to me because Bangalore is the place where I had my house from end of 92 till 2002. So it's like coming back home, and coming back with a Caravaggio. It's probably something I would have never ever dreamt about. It's the third opening I go through experience since the first one at the Italian Cultural Center, the second one at Kiran Nadar Museum of Art, and the third one here at NGMA. And without any rhetorical way of saying, every time we open that box and we take out the painting, it's a powerful emotion. I strongly feel that in the world we live in which we are so used to scroll images for greatest part of the day, in a moment of history where events don't mean anything anymore because they are part of a never-ending scroll, to face a real, authentic expression of creativity, and in this case at its maximum level, it's something that reminds us of what humanity is all about. It triggers a very intimate, powerful moment of suspension that maybe takes us away from that continuous scroll we are all addicted to. And that's why I think every time we pick up the canvas from the case, from the box, there is this moment of magic, ecstasy. Now, Caravaggio is a very particular artist. We are all very much lover of Michelangelo, of Leonardo, of Raphael. But Caravaggio is very particular, and probably is the most contemporary of the classic for many reasons. As a human being, he had a very dramatic life. He got exposed to death and suffering at a very early stage of his life. He was 6 years old when he lost his father, his uncle and grandfather in a single day due to plague. and he grew up in Porti, and then he was sent to a school, to a bottega. That's the way painters used to study, learn to paint. And in his 20s, he moved to Rome. Now, if any of you has any idealized idea what art and art scene was at that time as a better place of what the art scene is today, it's very much wrong. Rome was a place where 3,000, when Caravaggio landed in Rome, there were 3,000 active artists in town. They were all competing for visibility and for clients. So you can imagine the competition, and you can imagine also the level of envy and jealousy that would have been triggered when an artist would have been selected by very important clients. In this case, the church. Church at that time was the place where most of the art would have happened. And was the place where ordinary people as well would have been allowed to see the artwork. Works that were meant to end up in very private collections or aristocratic families would have been seen only by the privileged, the few privileged ones. So we know that when he landed in Rome, because we start to know about the cardinal being very fond of his work and protecting him. Right from the beginning, he had problems with the police. He was quite temperamental, and he used to challenge and being challenged. So he used to paint in a very, today we would say, we would use psychiatric and medical terms to define the way he was living and he was painting. But let's stick to what a less medicalized, a less technical terminology would define a human being who was very passionate, very much rooted in his own understanding of reality that made him the most revolutionary painter and artist of that time. Quite often his painting is defined realistic, and that term should be challenged because a most correct word to define his work would be theatricality. There is a theatricality in the way he paints. In a way, he anticipates photography of 250 years because he's capable of concentrate an action in a composition that managed to engage the viewer and to make the viewer experiencing the content of the painting as if the viewer is there the moment that the event happens. He does that with incredible skill. He never drew. You have to imagine that probably because he was very poor, when he landed in Rome, he used to paint on recycled canvases. X-rays showed a lot of layers in the paintings, so he actually used second-hand canvases to paint, and he was very fast. He would never draw, and he would paint with a real model. So that tells us something about his talent, but it also helps us to understand why the paintings are very powerful today. If you see, whenever there is an exhibition of Caravaggio, wherever it takes place, there are long queues. At the moment in Rome, there's an exhibition for the first time, brings together 24 paintings coming from major museums from Italy and from around the world. And it's almost impossible to get a ticket, and you wonder why, in a city where you have a lot to see. And probably it's because what we were saying about his capacity of making you a witnesser of what is happening within the painting. And so it engages the viewer in a very powerful, emotional way. And whoever has experienced any moment of sadness or loss or joy can easily reconnect to the content of the paintings independently, whether the subject is sacred or mundane. There is a direct link with that emotion. In this case, we have, in this exhibition, we have the privilege of being exposed to one painting. One might think that it's why only one, just one. I think we should get used to rewatch exhibitions one painting by one painting, because when you focus on one important painting, then it stays with you much longer. And in a way, we are encouraged to go through a process of surrendering to the experience of perceiving an original painting, which is very, very important. And we are losing that capacity the more and more we get exposed to the scroll of the images we go through every day. So this painting, as you will see, has can be defined as a painting on a diagonal divided in two parts. The body is the line between an upper part of the painting, which is empty and dark, and a lower part where everything happens in a very highly condensed way. The body is three-quartered towards the viewer, as if it's falling towards the viewer. And the elbow of Magdalene is resting on a skull. So immediately it says things which deal with the instability. The body is almost falling towards you. And the head is completely left, is in a position which is making you wondering whether she's still alive or whether her life has just left. And this feeling is also enhanced by the lower lip. The face, you will notice the color is different from the upper lip, is darkened. So that has been generating a lot of speculation whether he used the body of a dead woman who was drowned in the sea. The lower part of the painting is very busy. There's a famous red by Caravaggio, the drapery, and the hands. The hands, experts of Caravaggio's painting focus immediately on the hands, because he had this capacity of placing an endless, a subtle variation of tones and colors in few centimeters. And he used to do this by mixing the colors directly on the canvas. Another detail which you will notice only after focusing the gaze on the painting for a while is the tear. On the left eye, there's a tear And any of us who has experienced that moment in life in which tears come unexpected and are capable of making us experiencing a very unpredicted moment in which we don't know whether we can contain the joy or where we suffer because we have been deprived of the joy up to that moment, we recognize that tear. I could go on and on talking about this painting in particular, but I would say now you allow yourself to be exposed to the encounter of this painting, reminding you that a work of art, whenever it happens, whenever and wherever it happens, has the capacity of triggering that process within us that make a shared moment, aesthetic moment, connected to the very core of our intimate being. Retaining that experience is very important to hope to make ourselves better human beings in a world that seems at the moment privilege, conflict on sharing of beauty. Thank you for being here.
Sorry, I hijacked the mic for a second before the note of thanks. First of all, to thank you for the introduction to the painting. Just for a little housekeeping observation so you know what's happening now. We will move to see the painting. The room is very big, even though it will not be big enough to accommodate all of us. Also, I think it's nice to maintain a little bit of intimacy with the painting, thanks also to Mr. Dashan and the other curators and the NGMA. We managed to recreate a sort of a geometry, a little bit of architecture of the period. So it looks like a bit of a chapel, there's an arch there. So I invite you to trickle down there, maybe in little groups. There's, I think the Sanjita exhibition is still on, so there's a beautiful exhibition on an India collection in the rest of the gallery. So somehow naturally try to alternate each other in a way to not be 200-300 people inside the same room. And then slowly, after which we have some nice refreshments here in front of the cafeteria where we can discuss about tears and about the intimacy of ecstasy. What do you think about it? Thank you, everybody, and a note of thanks, and then we can enjoy the exhibition. Thank you. Oh, let me add, there's also a VR system to enhance the experience. Again, there are 4 goggles and 200 people. So some of you will experience it. I invite you to come back. The exhibition is open until 6th of July, so you can come back on the morning, maybe where there's less people, enjoy Mary Magdalene, go through the VR system, which is very beautiful, and enjoy it fully. Thank you.
Actually, he described very well illustrate about the painting or the history of the artist. I also doing so many research about the particular artist and the this particular artwork. But seriously, when I saw the painting, I totally blank. So I have to experience like that, Otherwise, you never understand about the capacity of the artwork. If you come alone, it's good to be you, and seriously, and good to be the other also. So seriously, your point is very valuable, and we must enjoy the artwork. Thank you very much.
Firstly, thank you to Mr. Andrea for his insight and dedication in promoting Italian art in India. Thank you, Mr. Alfonso, for giving the insight and also apprising people how to, behave with the painting. So, without much taking time, I would like to present my vote of thanks on behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for joining us this evening for this inauguration of the exhibition. We are truly honored to have with us today a distinguished gathering of individuals who share a deep commitment of art and culture, cultural exchange. Thank you, one and all. I mean, one of you. So, we are deeply indebted to the Italian Cultural Center and Meta Marfosi for their collaboration in organizing this extraordinary exhibition. This is truly marks a landmark moment in our gallery's cultural journey. We would also like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our valued supporters, Majumdar Shaw Philanthropy, Prestige Group, and the Kiran Nadar Museum of Art. Thank you for your enduring support of the arts and for helping to make this event a reality. And not to forget, our deepest appreciation goes to the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, for their continued patronage and encouragement of the arts and cultural initiatives across the country. Your support empowers institutions like NGMA to bring global masterpieces to Indian audience. To our curators, coordinators, NGMA team, and everyone working behind the scene, thank you for your dedication and tireless efforts. And to our audience, thank you once again for your presence, attention, and support. Your enthusiasm fuels the spirit of cultural engagement and artistic discovery. We now invite you all to proceed to the gallery for the official ribbon cutting ceremony and viewing of the Caravaggio's Magdalene in Ecstasy, a painting that continues to stir hearts and minds centuries after its creation. Following to the gallery visit, as Mr. Alfonso said, please join us for the high tea. So with that, I request firstly our dignitaries to kindly proceed towards the gallery, and I request all of you to kindly proceed towards the gallery, and people who have not seen the Sanhita exhibition, which is a collection from the Air India, which has been officially been handed over to the National Gallery of Modern Art, which is on display with the old building and the new wing first floor. I request you, whoever have not seen the exhibitions, to start off that exhibition and then come to the Caravaggio's exhibit. Thank you.
you.